Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about Codex. I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough of getting to Codex and all the things that you can do with Codex. But first let me tell you, Codex is not just a tool meant for specifically vibe coding, right? I think most people confuse this with vibe coding. It's meant for actual real software engineering tasks, and I'll explain you the difference in a second on how does that differ, right? I did this website that I've been trying to build for myself, like a new personal website, and try to build a couple of new sections, try to fix a couple of things. We'll technically utilize it to, yes, kind of like vibe code, but also show you how does it differ from the same thing, and also go ahead and fix some of these bugs which you can see as there are no images available right now or something like that. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, when you open ChatGPT, and let me just open that, you will technically now start seeing an option on the left hand side which will show you a quick link. So you have Sora and you have Codex here, right? And once you click Codex, you end up on something like this. You will technically be taken to a login screen for connecting with GitHub with all the animations. It's super quick. You can do that. Yes, you will get this, right? So you can see what we can do, navigate your code base, run all of these tests and everything, a completely new coding model that they entered into this. We click on continue. Obviously, at this moment, you'll get a GitHub prompt that you can log in. And after that, you can create a new environment, right? So you can select your repository. I already have a repository for this. And then you can obviously switch on internet access if you want, right? That's something that you need to take care of. And that's also the reason that they have put this massive disclaimer here, right? So let me just zoom in and I can show you. This says very simply, please make sure that be very careful of giving it internet access. It can go ahead and check out the internet and might cause some issues. So again, just be careful. We're just going to use this, right? And now you have a couple of options that you can get started. So what we are going to do is start with some simple stuff. So we're going to start with start task. We're going to click here and come to a simple, okay, I think it automatically selected all the 3 tasks. So as soon as you click on start task, after that, so you see we went to the environment, and as soon as I clicked starting task, it has already started executing all 3 of them. Now the one of the most important part of this is that it's not vibe coding. I just asked it to start task and it has gone and doing that. What I'm going to do now is actually going to ask it to create a new color scheme. So if you see here, we just have a dark mode. What we're going to go ahead and ask it, create an option for light and dark mode toggle. We already have dark mode built, but we need to change the color schema to allow for an option of light mode also, right? And once I do that, I just technically click code, and now you see the difference between every other tool. If I open, for example, if I just open Lovable here, you will be able to see that whenever I start Lovable or Bolt or something, it opens up. I have to be there. So this was the website that we were using, and it was built in Lovable, and you can see everything is on the right hand side. I have to keep prompting it to do stuff. I can't just leave it here. But Codex right now, this is all happening itself. It is creating a separate environment on the cloud. So if we come here and I just show you what's happening, you can click on view log and you can see everything that it is exactly doing. It has option to internet, it is going ahead and reading stuff. You can see everything that the agent is implementing, and this is exactly what we're talking about. It is literally a programming agent that's going ahead and doing everything by its own after defining a task. Once I define a task, I can leave. I'm hands off. I don't need to do anything. As you can see, there are 3 more other tasks that are being run on and edited on and built on and all of those things. And that's when you understand how cool this is, right? So very simply, I think this is quite done, and it has obviously has some notes for us. You can see what has happened, what are the changes in the code. There's just a simple change. I'm not going to create a pull request for this because this was just a default task as such, and you can obviously ask it to do more and change stuff. And on the right hand side, you can see here all the options that you have, all the tasks that are running for you. You can also create a link for this and share a link to that. I'm not going to do that, but that is pretty cool because you can share it with your friends and everything else. Then obviously you can archive some tasks, right, if you need to. And if you want to create another environment, you want to create another environment for some other repository, you can select a repository from here, select this. I can give a description. I can select code container image, what is going to be there for code execution. I can select and add environment variables if I need to. For example, if you're using API keys or something like that, and add the secrets or anything else, and set up a setup script and create an environment. So you get a lot of configuration, because environment is super important, because if you're testing something or which is like a production level environment, you will technically have a lot of environment secrets, a lot of values, and you're doing that. Then you come back here, you can select how you want the code to be displayed. You can input some custom instructions, and you can also tell how do you want the branch to look like. And I'll show you in a second if you don't know what the branch that we're talking about, but this is how you do stuff. And then on data controls, you can do stuff, change things from there, and model improvement is turned on right now, because also they have made it free and you can use unlimited of Codex right now for some time until they start hitting limits. But this is super cool. And again, very simply, this is a direct competitor to a lot of stuff that is happening, right? So you have Jules, which is Google's coding agent, right? So there is a video that you can watch about that also, where I give a complete demo of Jules. But I truly believe this is the future of how software engineering will be done. You'll just describe tasks, you'll go ahead and see things working, agents working on that, and coming back to it. Now I'm going to fast forward this piece, and I technically don't need to do anything. So yeah. Okay, Codex completed one task, which is add light mode option, and you can see I can just click on here. Once it's done, come back here, and you can see it has already implemented everything. Now I'm not going to do any test right now. You can see there was some issue with running the test here, but that's fine. I can fix that later, or I can ask it to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to click on create pull request, and then when you see it's going to create a pull request, it's creating a pull request on the repository itself. So let me open GitHub, and I'll show you where the pull request gets created. And very simply, if I'm telling you, if you don't know what a pull request is, that is fine. Just go ahead and learn a bit more about GitHub. But the point is, it's the whole idea. So you can see here, it supports like 3 variables. This is all commented automatically using ChatGPT, and they have already created it. And then finally, this is Netlify. It's going to deploy now. And once Netlify deploys this, all checks are passed. I think we should be able to merge this, and I'm going to merge this, confirm merge, and it will automatically now be able to deploy. And this is by Netlify. This is not by ChatGPT or something. This is what ChatGPT sent. It added all the stuff, and now this is merged. You get the merged icon. So let's come back here and technically come to the website and refresh. Let's see. Perfect. Do we have an option to toggle between light mode and dark mode? Yeah, it should technically have a toggle button. Let's refresh a couple of times again. Yep, you get it on this small button here. Oh my god, that's not bad. The hero section looked great. The other stuff did not so much, but the hero section looked pretty cool. The gradient and everything, I'm surprised. This looks pretty cool. Well, I actually kind of want to go ahead with this itself. Okay, I'm blown away a bit. But that just shows you I did not need to do anything. I did not need to ask it to do. I just defined a task and let it do its stuff. So this changes the way you use, right? I think this is how it will be. You just write down a list of tasks that you want your programming agent to do. You come back in the morning after an hour, and you just see, review the stuff that is done, test it out, and just deploy. And I still believe security and other stuff will need to be taken care of, and you still need to learn some amount, like you need to know a decent amount of programming to understand if like what's happening, because again it will make mistakes. This was a very simple task for complex task, but I think it will just keep getting better and better, and you'll be able to use it. Another task I think is super cool is you can ask it to explain stuff, and it can really explain you like a structure of the project and everything else. You can see it worked a lot. It understood every part of the product, right? Again, what it's doing, what the website is doing, how have we used different stuff. Again, this was the default prompt, so it has gone ahead and figured all of this out. So this is how future of programming looks like. But I will say only one thing, that this just opens so much possibility for you as a engineer, non-engineer, no matter who you are. Learning about these tools is the best thing you can do. So if you want to keep learning more, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will love to see you in the next one. And go ahead and check out the video for Jules, because I think that is something that you can understand the comparison between both of them. And I'm going to do a next video is going to be comparing Codex versus Jules and see how that goes. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.